Okay. So this is a very common question in the creative that you are going to solve, inshallah. In B, mostly they tell you to find out that let us say a body is falling from a certain height. So if a body is falling from a certain height, then what happens? Uh, its potential energy keeps decreasing and the kinetic energy keeps increasing. So as I already told you that at the maximum height, the potential energy is maximum and kinetic energy is minimum. So as we allow the body to fall, okay. So as we allow the body to fall, what happens? The height from the ground decreases, and as a result, the potential energy decreases. And as the velocity of the body increases, the kinetic energy increases. So you can understand that with the decrease of potential energy and increase of potential energy, there will be a certain point when potential energy and kinetic energy will be equal to each other. We want to know that at what height from the ground it occurs. Okay, is the question clear? See, a body of 10 kg mass is falling freely from the roof of a building of 30-meter height. That means from 30-meter, a body is falling.
Hello.
Now find out at what height from the ground. Is there any problem? So, at what height from the ground, we want to know that the kinetic energy will be equal to the potential energy. So, if I want to picturize it, it will look like this. Okay, the body is at 30-meter height from the ground. Okay, so now we know that while it is coming down, the potential energy will decrease and the kinetic energy will increase. Okay, so let us say the body is falling from A height, and in between at B point, okay, at point B, our desired situation will occur. That means at B point, the kinetic energy will be equal to potential energy. So let us consider that this is at a height x from the ground. We want to find the value of x. They have to ask us to find out at what height from the ground the kinetic energy will be equal to the potential energy. We have considered at point B, the kinetic energy will be equal to the potential energy, and we have considered the height from the ground is x. We have to find the value of x. Now, can anyone tell me what will be this distance? What will be this distance?
30 minus x.
Very good, 30 minus x. The total is 30 and this height is x, so it will be 30 minus x. Now, how to solve it? I will write full in details, okay? The way you have to write in the answer paper, okay? Not I will explain in shortcut, okay? I will write in full details so that you don't have any confusion that how to write it in the exam. Okay, now the solution. Let the body is falling from point A. When it reaches point B, better let's make it one line, okay? W, it will be small. When it reaches point B, kinetic energy becomes equal to potential energy. Potential energy. Okay? The height of B from ground is x. Okay? So AB, that means from A to B, it is 30 minus x. meter, because our height is given in meter, so that is why I have considered this one also in meter. So at point B, what I can say, the kinetic energy is equal to the potential energy. Ek is equal to Ep. So Ek, the formula is the half mv square, and Ep, it will be mg. Okay, after that we put the height from the ground. We are considering for point B, right? So what is the height of point B from the ground?
X.
So we will put x here. Okay, so before you write potential energy, you have to make sure that for which point you are considering. For that point, you need to put the height here. If I had used the equation of potential energy for point A, the height from the ground I would have written as 30. Okay, so it will be mg into 30. So please remember. Huh? Now from both sides, you can see that m and m, they can be cancelled, right? Then about v square, I always show you that v square equal to, we can write as v square plus v square equal to u square plus 2g. Then the distance that we put is the covered distance. Always remember. If you remember, while proving the conservation law of energy, I have showed you that the distance we put here is the height from the ground, and while using this equation, the distance we put here is the covered distance by the body. So to find out the covered distance, we need to ask ourselves 3 questions. Do you remember those 3 questions? The first question that we need to ask is where the body was. Okay. Okay, so let us continue. So to find out the covered distance, okay, 3 questions we need to ask: where the body was, where the body is now, and what is the distance between them. These are the 3 questions. So what is the distance between the initial and final point? Okay, that is the covered distance. So what is the covered distance for the body? Did you understand? The body was here, now the body is here. So how much distance it has covered in between?
30 minus x.
30 minus x. Now, for a falling body, we know that at the maximum height, the velocity is 0. That means the initial velocity is 0. U is 0. So v square will be equal to 2g into 30 minus x. Okay. So we will replace that v square, we will replace here. So half into v square. Instead of v square, we will write 2g into 30 minus x equal to gx. Now again, from both sides, you can see g and g can be cancelled, and these 2 cancels this 2. So we have 30 minus x is equal to x. So 30 minus x is equal to x. We want to find the value of x. So minus x, we will change to that side. So x will be equal to 30 divided by 2, which is equal to 15 meter. So we can say that at 15 meter height from the ground, the kinetic energy will equal the amount of potential energy. Do you have any confusion?
No, sir.
Now, the same question might come in different form. So I will show you what are the different possible forms of this question, okay? So the first line, let us keep it same, okay? There will be difference in the second line. Find out at what height from the ground the kinetic energy will be. Instead of being equal, you see, they will say will be 2/3. I will write it like this: 2/3 of potential energy. Okay, একটু different ভাবে লিখছি so that you can understand where the difference is occurring. So এই যে ইকুয়াল যখন ছিল তখন কিভাবে করতে হবে সেটা তো আমরা দেখলাম। এখন আমরা দেখব যদি 2/3 of potential energy বলে তাইলে তখন আমরা কি করব। সো আমরা দেখব ফার্স্টে কোনটা লেখা আছে, কাইনেটিক এনার্জি লেখা। সো আমরা এই যে এই লেখাটা একদম সেম থাকবে, জাস্ট এই যে এখানে ইকুয়াল, এই যে দেখো ইকুয়াল যেখানে সেখানে এখন আমরা বসাবো 2/3 2/3 এখন 2/3 বলতে কি বোঝায় সেটা হয়তো অনেকের ডাউট থাকতে পারে, বাট ইনশাআল্লাহ আই উইল ট্রাই টু ক্লিয়ার ইট আপ। সো ইকুয়ালের বদলে 2/3 বসাবা, অনেক সময় 1/3 বলতে পারে, সেটা হইলো কি হবে ইনশাআল্লাহ আমরা বুঝে যাব। সো এখন at point B দেখো প্রথমে কি বলছে কাইনেটিক এনার্জি, সো উই উইল রাইট ইকে, দেন will be মানে হচ্ছে ইকুয়াল, দেন বলছে না 2/3 মানে হচ্ছে 2/3 of potential energy, that means into EP. So you understood how we are writing. At first we saw there is kinetic energy, so we wrote EK, will be, that is equal to 2/3, so 2/3 potential energy, so EP. So after that the calculation will proceed something like this. এই যে 2/3 EP এর বদলে তো আমরা mgx বসাইছিলাম তাই না, so it will continue 2/3 এরকম করে সামনে আমরা কন্টিনিউ করব। Shall I show you the full calculation? Let me show you the full calculation so that it becomes easier for you to understand. Okay, so both sides m and m will get cancelled, and here 2/3 into gx it will be left 2/3 gx, and in this line also you can see that g and g they will get cancelled, so 2 and 2 cancel, so on left hand side we will have 30 minus x, that is the same, but on right hand side we will have 2/3 into x, so it will be 2x by 3. Now if I change this minus x to that side, it will be 2x by 3 plus x. So if I continue the calculation, how it will look like? Let us find out the final answer. Okay, এই যে v স্কয়ারের যে জিনিসটা করে আমরা এখানে বসাবো ভ্যালু, সেটা কিন্তু সেমই থাকবে, এটাতে কোনো চেঞ্জ আসবে না। Okay, so here 30 will be equal to 3 plus 2 5x. So if I change the side, then what will happen? 3 will be multiplied with 30 and 5 it will be divided, so I can erase it. So 5 6 3 is 18, so at 18-meter height from the ground the kinetic energy will be 2/3 of the potential energy. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Changes that will occur only here. So sometimes they might tell you, okay, the kinetic energy will become 1/3. So 1/3 হলে কি হয়ে যাবে, এখানে 2/3 এর জায়গায় এটা হয়ে যাবে 1/3, and এই ইকুয়েশনে যেটা হবে 1/3 মানে 1/3, তো বাকি চেঞ্জটাও তোমরা করতে পারবে যে 2 1 হয়ে যাবে, তো বাকি ক্যালকুলেশনটা আশা করি তোমরা এখন করে নিতে পারবা। Is it clear?
Yes, sir. But sir, I have one question, that is, like, the drawing will not remain the same, right? For the first question we did that.
There will be no change.
Okay.
The change that will occur only in this equation, depending on what they tell you here. Depending on that, the changes will occur. Okay, now another change they might give you like this. Let us just reverse it. Okay, till now we did kinetic energy will be 1/3 of potential energy. Now let us reverse it. Let us say the potential energy will be 1/3 of kinetic energy. This might be another scenario. So as I told you while writing this line, okay, what you have to do, simply now if I explain, then EP will come in place of EK and EK will go in place of EP. Okay, that is a simple explanation, but I want you to be able to write this equation while you are reading the question. So how to do that? Let us see. So first we have potential energy, so write EP will be means equal to 1/3, means 1/3 of what? Kinetic energy, so EK. There you go. I think rest of the calculation you can do it yourself, inshallah. Can you do it?
Yes, sir, we can do it.
Okay, so today up to this only. One thing I wanted to share with you, that generally my previous experience was something like this. Whenever I told the students that I'm going to give you a problem, and um, the first three students who will send me the answer of it, they will get extra mark in class performance. Okay, you know that there are some internal marks. So generally what used to happen is students used to compete with each other, right? You have a 20-minute break. Within this 20-minute break itself, they used to send me the question, and later they used to ask in group, sir, who are the first three? So they were very eager. In your batch, disappointingly, I noticed, lack of this competition. This is a healthy competition, right? This is a good competition. But last day when I gave you a problem, and I was expecting that you people will send me the solution as soon as you can, what I saw is only one student sent me the solution. That is also 2 months later. I was expecting sooner anyway, but only one student sent me the solution. Others did not. I think you even tried to solve it at home. So what is the case? Is there any problem with the understanding of the problem? Because the problem that I gave is related to the topic that I discussed in the class. So if you understood the topic, then you should have been able to solve it, right? So I'm a little concerned about this, that why there is lack of interest. Is it just because if there is any issue with my teaching, then you can let me know. You can suggest, sir.
No, sir, no
No,
issues.
sir. I just have one doubt. That is like, what will be the input? Like that day we studied input power and output power, right?
Yes.
So that one I was not
We
going,
find it,
like
sir.
I was trying, but I didn't find out from the question. So I thought, how I'm going to solve it.
Good.
Just like that.
You tried and you couldn't solve. You had some doubt. So in such case, what a student should do?
Should ask
Should
the
ask
teacher.
sir.
I did not get any question either. If I had got a
Oh,
question from you that, sir, I'm trying to solve, but I'm not getting how to do it, I would have replied you, right?
yes, sir.
For that only, right? So I did not get any reply. I got a little deserted. Okay. So I was thinking maybe it is not your fault. Maybe it might be my fault. I could not arise the
No, sir.
curiosity for physics in you.
No, sir.
I'm
It's
trying to
actually our fault
you
because
know,
none of them responded
present
to you.
the subject physics as interestingly as possible for me, but sometimes it might not be enough. Okay, Alif, can you see and hear now? Acha, okay, anyway, so let us discuss about that problem that I give you in the last class. Okay, because many of you have doubt. Okay, good, you are a student, you are supposed to have doubt, but you should ask me. Either you will send homework or you will ask question. But if none of that happens, then there is some problem, right? Okay. So I need the question. Okay. The question was like this: an electric motor is used to lift a body of weight 10 Newton. The weight is given, that is, okay, weight,
10 Newton.
that is mg, right? W is equal to mg, that is 10 Newton.
Yes.
Okay. So at a height of 5 meter, so h is equal to 5 meter. Good. Then they said it uses electrical energy of 65 joule. That is the input energy. Okay. Input energy is equal to 65 joule. Good. Now, what is the energy lost by the motor? Okay. So let us try to use an analogy to understand it. Okay. let us say I gave you 100 BD and you used 70 BD, 30 BD you lost. So to find out how much you have lost, two informations you need. Number one, how much I gave you. Number two, how much you have used. From if you subtract the amount you have used from the amount that I gave you, okay, then you will get how much it was lost. So we know that it is getting 65 joule, but how much of it is converting into work? I don't know. So I have to find out how much work it is doing from this two given information. So effective energy is equal to work done, right? So as we are lifting a certain body to a certain height, okay, we are doing some work. How we can calculate the work? That work is equal to the potential energy, correct or not? So potential energy is, effective energy is equal to, or work done is equal to mgh. Now m into g, this is given as 10 into h is given as 5 joule. So 50 joule. See, the machine took 65 joule from you, but the machine is giving back only 50 joule. So there is an amount of energy that the machine has lost, right? So we can find out lost energy equal to 65 minus 50 equal to 15 joule. Does it sound logical? That the machine took 65 joule from you, but he did not give back you 65. He gave you 50. So there is a gap of 15 joule, right? That 15 joule he has actually lost. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then they told you to calculate the efficiency of the motor. So how to calculate the efficiency? We know that efficiency is equal to output energy. Output energy is nothing but effective energy. Okay, so we can write effective energy divided by input energy. So what is the effective energy? That is 50. Then input is 65.
65.
So what will be the answer? Can anybody calculate and tell me?
76.9. 9.
76.9%.
Yes.
That will be the efficiency. Okay. Was it that?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
No,
it
sir.
wasn't.
Sir, I just want to ask, is effective energy means same to potential energy?
Depends. If the work you are doing is lifting a body to a certain height, then effective energy is equal to the potential energy. But if the work you are doing is, a body was at rest, now you did some work on it and now it is moving. So the body has now kinetic energy, not potential energy. That time effective energy is equal to the kinetic energy. So it depends on the situation of the body. Okay, if the body is moving, then okay, the work done is equal to effective energy, and effective energy will be equal to the type of energy that you have given the body. If the body is moving, that means you have given it kinetic energy. If the body is not moving, it is at a certain height, static, okay, so that means you have given potential energy. So it depends on the situation. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
It's so
sir.
clear now. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. It was easy
Okay.
also.
Yeah.
So at the end of the chapter, there are some mathematical question, there are some MCQs and creative question as well. Kindly try to solve them, and if you have any problem, then let me know on Wednesday, inshallah. Okay.
Yes,
If
sir.
there is
Okay, sir.
no problem in these questions, then inshallah from Wednesday I expect to start the next chapter. Okay, which is the last chapter for the first.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.